So what I'm hearing right now is if I have been telling myself I really want to wait and invest in real estate, but I want to wait till the interest rates come down, I'm really right now thinking, okay, interest rates are going to go down. Should I really continue to wait or should I get in on this thing? And they're right to be asking themselves that question because it seems like we've never been closer to that horizon of falling interest rates.
Exactly.
Okay, so fair question. Let's answer.
Well, so what we have done on the show, and it's been earlier than I think I've read in most places, is talking about the impact once these interest rates do come down, what happens to home prices. So us and Barbara Corcoran, our favorite on Shark Tank, have been talking about how housing prices generally go up significantly when interest rates go down. And so beyond what our favorite shark here, Barbara, has said in the media, I went and I put some data behind it. And I went back and I looked at different points in time when interest rates have actually dropped significantly. I looked back to see when interest rates dropped more than 1%. Now, how much did they just drop for us just in the last few months?
Like 0.8,
1.2%, right? More than 1%. Oh, really good, man. I'm firing everything at you today. So
I'm having a hard time between my own personal home purchase and like everything going on in the show. I'm a little overwhelmed.
Good. I'm going to keep firing them at you.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I really need
that. So the data I'm going to show you is when interest rates dropped at least 1% on average from one year to the next.
Yeah.
We have just seen interest rates drop in the last few months, 1.2%. And so there's a good sign that in 2024, that is going to be the reality compared to what average interest rates were going to be in 2023. And here's how the data shakes out. Okay, so from 1982 to 1983, we saw the average interest rates drop 2.8%. And the following year, home prices appreciated 6% on average. And this is Jacksonville data as far as home price appreciation data. So 1982, 1983, 6% in appreciation the following year. And then so on and so forth. 84 to 85, average interest rates dropped 1.5%. You saw 4.7% home price appreciation the following year. 85 to 86, average interest rates dropped 2.2%. You saw 4.4% home price appreciation the following year. 92 to 93, you saw a 1.1% drop, and you still saw 2.5% home price appreciation the following year. 2000 to 2001, you saw average interest rates drop 1.1%, and you saw home prices skyrocket the next year.
Yeah.
Appreciation came in at 8.9% in Jacksonville that following year after the interest rates dropped. So you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight examples of interest rates dropping and significant home price appreciation the following year. And there's 2008 and 2009, Pablo. Interest rates dropped on average 1%. What happened with home prices?
It was the housing crisis, and home prices bottom fell out, dropped 9.3%.
There you go. There you go. What's different about that time period, 2008 and 2009 versus every other time period, is that real estate caused the recession. Real estate was the impetus that the Fed had to take action, and indirectly interest rates dropped like they did. Every other example, interest rates dropped and real estate appreciated that following year, which is the same as what we're seeing here, 2023 to 2024. Real estate certainly is not causing interest rates to drop.
And if you've been following along with the show, right, like what Gregg has realized is that if we're going to compare this thing to another time, like that is comparable to economic conditions to a certain extent, it is the 80s, that early 80s period where we went through high inflation for a long time in the 70s. They had to raise interest rates in order to temper inflation. Once inflation got tempered, now they started dropping the interest rates, and we see this behavior: 6% appreciation, 4.7% appreciation, 4.4% appreciation. That was the 80s. That was a similar condition, because right now we find ourselves on the back end of very high inflation, interest rates raised historically for a really long time, things tapered off, and now we're starting to see interest rates come back down. Inflation seems to be under control right now, at least for now. And that's what's happening, right? And I think to put like a human element to this thing is kind of what we have seen most recently, right? Like I think that 2000 to 2001 where it skyrocketed, I'm pretty sure that was post September 11th, right? Like they dropped interest rates at that point to like preserve the crisis because of Wall Street and everything that was going on. Big jump. I think we all kind of, if you're us or older, you lived through that. You saw a buying frenzy happening in homes, people snatching homes, competition on the street nonstop. We saw a similar buying frenzy post-COVID where there was just like every home had a competing offer. Prices were going through the roof. It was just kind of like a piranha fest. And it even got to the point where JWB had to limit the inventory that they would sell. You never ran out of inventory like other folks did because you're better planners and you've built this turnkey vertically integrated model,
Yeah.
but like it got to the point where we're like, hey, you can only buy one house at a time. You can't buy bundles. If you're on a certain financial plan, we got to talk about that,
Yeah.
right? So that's just a very natural thing. When the deal is the debt, which is what we've just went through in 2020, 2021, those times, people are very, very fast to act because there's just like pent up demand. So prices go up rapidly is what we have experienced in the near past.
Exactly.
Right. So now let's talk about it. So it begs the question, right? So does that mean, all right, cool, man, I can't wait for these interest rates to drop for me to get in? Or, hey, maybe I should get in now, get that home price appreciation that we know is going to happen once they drop, and then refinance later.
There you go.
And that was a challenge I put on Old Genius Concepts over here.